Today I'm going to be replacing our dishwasher. You can see this GE stainless steel model. I would say it's about 5 years old, would you think? I'd say 5 years old, maybe 6, if that. Never been super happy with it. I've always had some issues with it. So recently we had a blackout. And when the power came back on, it wouldn't recycle. The only thing that would happen was the little orange cycle light here would keep flashing off and on. I tried cutting the power for an hour and letting it set and resetting the power. I tried pushing buttons in certain sequences they recommend to try and reset the power. And then I disconnected it and let it set for like 36 hours and plugged it back in again, and still nothing. It's still dead. And the truth is, I don't really want to put a lot of money into a new control panel or a new power supply for it because it's banged up a little bit. The top touch control panel, the trim plastic around it's all broken here, and the upper rack or the upper spray arm on it doesn't spin like it's supposed to. We do have hard water here, and I'm thinking I'll be better off just getting a new one. I've already had to replace the motor on it once, so I decided I'm just going to go for it and get a new one. We got another GE that's very similar to this one, stainless steel, except it doesn't have the top control buttons. It has the front facing control buttons, and there's no handle that sticks out like this. The handle is recessed into the door. And the new one I got does not have the stainless steel drum on the inside. It has a plastic drum on the inside. But other than that, the features are all pretty much the same. The only other thing I can think of is this one here has quick adjustable height on the basket. You can push this levers in on the side and raise and lower the upper basket. The new one doesn't have that, but oh, the other thing the new one has that's nice too is the third level basket. It's got a third level higher basket for silverware and knives, which will really come in handy for Darla, because when she does her cake baking and mixing, she uses these stainless steel decorator tips in the dishwasher to clean them, and that top rack will be ideal for those. So looking forward to getting it in and showing you guys how it all works. And it's pretty easy to change. Very first thing we did is I went downstairs and I turned off the breaker for it, so you can see that orange light's no longer flashing on the front. And I verified the power's off. I told everyone the power's off on it, so we've made sure that's all cut off and safe to work. We're going to disconnect the wiring on the bottom, and then we have to disconnect the drain hose where it goes into the garbage disposal, and the water supply line where it goes into the bottom of the dishwasher. We will raise the feet up to their highest position so that the dishwasher is sitting down as low as possible, and then we will slide it out from its enclosure. And I think there's 2 little metal tabs up underneath here that hold it in and keep it from rocking. We'll have to make sure those are cleared too to get slided out. Pretty easy job all in all. I mean, it's something you can certainly do yourself with just a little bit of knowledge and just a handful of basic hand tools. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, let's show you what we got going here. The water valve is right down there, going to that braided stainless steel line. We're going to turn that water valve off. And then we're going to remove the drain hose, which is that white hose with the black flecks on it. And that's going to be one hose clamp, which is either a 5/16 nut driver or a straight screwdriver. We're going to loosen that hose clamp and pop that hose off the end. Alright, now we went underneath and we removed the tin cover over the electrical connection with a Phillips screw, I believe that was on there. And then we have access to the power wires here. There's a green one that connects to the bare copper wire for the ground, and then there's a black to black connection here and a white to white connection here. So we're just going to do all these wire nuts, take these off and lay all the wires aside. I always go ahead and put the wire nut back on the supply side of the wire just in case someone accidentally turns the power back on during the process. I don't have spare wires hanging here that could cause an electrical hazard. Just try it again, see if it's working. Oh yeah, it's coming. It should be just something fun and different.
Yeah.
Alright, now that shiny piece of chrome with the knurled circle on it is the water supply line going into the dishwasher right there. So we need to unscrew that just like we would a hose on a garden hose. And once we unscrew that, the water supply will be disconnected. Then we can slide the whole dishwasher out of its cabinet here. So here we go. We slid the new dishwasher back into place. We use those feet that I showed you to level it up with. And of course the hose connections are just the opposite of how you saw me unconnect them. And I'd say the water supply is a regular hose thread like a garden hose has. The drain supply is a slip connector with a hose clamp to tighten it up. And for the wire connections, I used wire nuts onto the cables, and it's good to go. The main difference between this and the other one we had is this one has front controls on it, and the other one had top controls. And my last one was stainless steel on the inside, and this one has a plastic inner tub. But I have to say it's pretty quiet. If you listen here, you can barely hear it. I'll bring my son's decibel meter down when he gets home. We'll do a decibel check on it. It's supposed to be 50 decibels, and it sounds like it's well below that. And let's look inside it real quick, in case you're curious. This was a scratch and dent special at my local appliance store in Lapeer, Reed's Appliance. They sell new and scratch and dent merchandise. This one sells for about $4.50 on sale at Lowe's, and I got it for about $3.80. I think it was exactly $400 out the door from Reed's. And it's got all the cycles on it you might want though. The only thing it doesn't have rinse and hold, but it's got time delay. It's got an hour cycle, normal cycle, heavy cycle, and auto sense. It's got a steam function, a heated dry and a boost dry. It's got bottle jets, heated water temperature, and dual zones of wash. So it's really actually quite a good machine. And let's see inside, we'll have a quick look inside. There's this soap and rinse aid dispenser. Gotta back up a little. And then we can see there's the arms up and down and two baskets like you'd normally think. The top row has the bottle jets on it that you can turn off or on. And what we really liked about, we wanted to get one since we're replacing it anyway, we wanted to get one with the third rack. I think I mentioned the silverware rack. And there's the silverware rack. And it's all installed. It's got the basket on the side ready to go, and it seems to be working pretty darn well. So far I'm pretty happy with it. You got to close the door and hit the start button again, and away it goes.